What's a bet you made and won but still regret it? My roommate Jake thought he was the smartest guy in our dorm. He'd constantly brag about his 4.0 GPA and how he never had to study because everything came naturally to him. It got annoying real quick, especially during finals week when the rest of us were stressed out of our minds. One night in December, we were all cramming in the common room. Jake walks in eating pizza while we're surrounded by textbooks and energy drinks. He starts going on about how our organic chemistry final was going to be a joke because he'd already memorized everything. That's when I snapped. I was surviving on 3 hours of sleep and my third Red Bull of the day. Without thinking, I said, "If you're so confident, let's make a bet. If you get anything less than a 95 on the final, you have to streak across the quad during lunch rush." Jake laughed and said, "Deal, but when I get my 98, you're buying my textbooks next semester." Everyone in the room went quiet. Our textbooks cost like $800 total. I was already eating ramen every day to afford tuition, but my pride wouldn't let me back down. The final was brutal. 3 hours of mechanisms and synthesis problems that made half the class walk out early. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck, but Jake seemed calm as usual when he turned in his test. 2 weeks later, grades got posted online. I checked mine first, somehow pulled off a B-. Then I looked up Jake's student ID number that I'd memorized from group projects. He got a 94. I literally jumped up and started laughing in the library. People stared at me like I was insane, but I didn't care. Mr. Perfect had finally screwed up, and now he had to pay up. When I got back to the dorm, Jake was sitting on his bed staring at his laptop screen. His face was completely pale. "So, about that bet," I said, trying not to grin. He looked up at me with this defeated expression. "Can we just forget about it? I'll buy your textbooks, I'll clean the room for a month, whatever you want," but I was drunk on victory. "Nope, a bet's a bet. Tomorrow at noon, right when everyone's walking to lunch." The next day, I grabbed my phone and headed to the quad early to get a good spot. Word had spread somehow, and there were like 50 people waiting around pretending to study on benches. At exactly 12:15, Jake appeared at the edge of the quad. He stood there for a solid minute, just looking at all the people walking around. Then he stripped down to nothing and ran. It was supposed to be funny. I expected to laugh and feel vindicated. Instead, I watched this guy I'd lived with for 4 months sprint across campus while dozens of people pulled out their phones to record. Jake made it about halfway before campus security tackled him. They wrapped him in a blanket and hauled him away while students cheered and posted videos. Within an hour, the footage was everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat stories. Someone even made it into a meme with stupid music overlaid. Jake got suspended for the rest of the semester for public indecency.